The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all.
Guys, good day. How are you guys doing? I'm good. You know me, I'm always good. I'm always nice. I always have no problem. I don't even have to say it anymore. So, guys, we have a new problem here. Our clothing and textile sector in South Africa, it's getting hit by these anti-illegal immigration protests. Yes, it was bound to happen. We knew that a lot of businesses were going to suffer. So, but I just got hit by surprise, right? Because I never thought this would happen. So listen to this video and then we'll discuss what's actually going on.
Newcastle is a small industrial town in the KwaZulu-Natal province of South Africa. The town is best known for its steel making, as it is home to the largest steel production plant in the country. But Newcastle also has a thriving clothing and textile sector, with over 300 factories based in two main industrial zones of Matateni and Riverside. In the 1990s, government incentives drew Taiwanese and Chinese investors to manage CMT factories in this area. The industry attracted skilled labor from neighboring countries. Today, the situation has changed significantly. This factory in Matateni has lost a quarter of its workforce.
Difficult time for the Newcastle clothing and textile sector. It's a sector that depends heavily on skilled labor coming from other southern African countries. As you can see, a lot of the machines are lying idle here because many of the foreigners have left.
Because I also short some skilled workers now, so my production is not like before being running smoothly, and it affects my delivery as well, because maybe before I can deliver on time, but now maybe I have to be rushing too tightly, so it's impact one. Number two, I think it's maybe we're starting training in the time, but if training the people maybe affect my quality and my efficiency, all those be affected my business.
Some clothing retailers have apparently shifted their contracts to Lesotho and Swaziland. Suppliers are under pressure to fulfill seasonal orders ahead of spring, adding further strain to a local clothing industry that was slowly emerging from years of decline. Sumitra Nadu, CGTN, Newcastle, South Africa.
So, a lot of retailers have been shifting production to other countries like Lesotho, Swaziland, because that is where the skilled workers come from. So ever since they left, production has been slow. And you know that right now we are approaching spring, we are approaching summer. We need a lot of clothes for our kids for December. So there's a lot of clothes that needs to be done. You understand? A lot of production that needs to be produced right now. So things are slow because South Africans, they still need training. That is what the owners are saying, the owners of the shops are saying. But the owners don't have time to train people, which I've been saying for a long time. These things were addressed in a very wrong way. We should not have addressed it the way we addressed them. Yes, we understand that most of these people, maybe they were here illegally. But most of them were not even here illegally. Some of them were legal, but they were still forced to go back to their countries. Because South Africans are saying that legal or illegal, you must go back. All these jobs belong to South Africans. But South Africans are not experienced enough to can do these kind of jobs. So now, the business people, they are taking their businesses to those countries. They are going after the skilled workers right now. Soon they will be going to Malawi, because most of them, they come from Malawi. Soon they will be going to open these businesses in Malawi. And then when we don't have a lot of factories here in South Africa that are producing here in South Africa, because it was easier for us. We got these things, most of them, cheaper because they were being made here. So now when we have to import these things, imagine how expensive that is going to be. Because you can see how expensive Nike, Adidas, how expensive they are, because they are not our own products. They come from other countries. So imagine now even the smaller things, the smaller Chinese clothes that we had here that we were selling for 20 rand, 30 rand, 40 rand, how expensive they are going to be, because we are going to be importing from other countries right now. And most of us will not be working again, which is a loss for us. So, I got hit by surprise because I never thought these companies would run away from South Africa and go to those countries and actually chase after their experienced workers. I thought they would keep on training South Africans, but hey, They don't have time for training. They are saying that these things should have been done at school. You people should have learned these things at school. That is why I was always saying that it was very wise for us to use our brains. You understand? You don't just chase people that you know they are key factors in a kind of production. You know, if we don't have those people, there's no production. What we should have done as South Africans is go there and work alongside them. Learn the business, learn the skills. You understand? And then when you have learned the skills, then you can drive them out, because now you know you are able to do these jobs. You understand? And this thing of saying, even if they go, we don't care. South Africa, everybody wants to come to South Africa. You guys forget, go to South Africa. People love South Africa because of Nelson Mandela. But the reason why people love South Africa is because of what Mandela has done for them. Because Mandela was loved by everyone worldwide. That is why even when Michael Jackson, they came here. And then now that you have turned your backs on Mandela, saying Mandela has not done anything for you. Hey, he did not help you with anything. Even today you are still colonized. But you are free to think. You are free to open your own businesses. You are free to do a lot of things. Now those people, because Mandela is not here, the spirit of Ubuntu is dead. They are going. Yes, we know that South Africa is beautiful, because there the white people, they build beautiful infrastructure for us, which we are damaging, by the way. In 32 years, we have damaged that beautiful infrastructure. These businesses will go elsewhere. And when they go, a lot of people are going to suffer. A lot of us are going to suffer. Guys, this is a problem. And right now, we cannot fix it right now. It can't be fixed right now. A lot of you will still say, it does not matter. It does not matter, because I need to now you see, you don't want to say that I was wrong, we were wrong, we are sorry. What you guys should be doing right now is apologizing to these African nationals. What you have done to them here in South Africa. Because right now, you are even going to be worse than Zimbabwe. What you have been scared of saying, when we chase the white people, we will be like Zimbabwe, we'll be like Zimbabwe. The white people are still here. But we are turning into something even worse than Zimbabwe. Because when the businesses that you thought held the country, they are not really the ones that held the economy of this country. Real businesses, we are worried about textile right now. What's happening? You can see they are going. Who's next right now? Even the agriculture, they will take their agriculture to other countries right now. They will do that. Or they will buy those machines. Hey, guys, you did not think this through. You guys did not think this through.
South Africa's next economic crisis may already be happening. One factory and one job at a time. Look at what is happening across our country. In Newcastle, ArcelorMittal stopped long steel production after years of financial pressure, with thousands of direct and indirect jobs affected. Then look right here in Nelson Mandela Bay at Kariga. After nearly 80 years of manufacturing in South Africa, Goodyear closed its Kariga manufacturing plant, affecting hundreds of workers. And now, in the very same region, there are serious concerns about the future of Volkswagen, one of the most important industrial anchors in Nelson Mandela Bay. 3 stories, one very serious warning. Because when a major factory closes, it isn't only the workers behind those gates who suffer. Suppliers lose contracts. Transport companies lose business. Small businesses lose customers. Families lose incomes. And eventually, the entire community feels the impact. Meanwhile, businesses are constantly told to make a plan. Electricity problems, make a plan. No reliable water, make a plan. Crime, pay for your private security. Failing infrastructure, find another workaround. But eventually, businesses stop asking, how do we make this work? And start asking, why should we invest in South Africa at all? And that is the question we should fear. Because economic collapse doesn't always arrive with one dramatic crash. Sometimes it happens slowly. One factory, one business, one job at a time. South Africa has the people, the skills, and the potential. But if we want investment, growth, and jobs, we have to get the basics right. Reliable infrastructure, competent government, and an environment where businesses have the confidence to invest, to expand, and to employ more South Africans. Because every factory we lose makes rebuilding our economy that much harder. Let's not wait until another warning becomes another closure.
Apparently, there's a shortage of employees. I've been seeing reports and videos of basically companies saying they have a shortage of employees. Number one, kind of weren't all these media outlets telling us that South Africans are crazy, we are xenophobic, that no foreigners taking our jobs? What's happening? What's happening? I thought they were not taking our jobs. So why is there a shortage after they leave? Actually, a lot of them are still here, but obviously because of the laws that have been implemented, employers are now afraid to actually hire them because there are more severe consequences for doing it. But let's circle back to that. Like, didn't they tell us that no foreigners are taking South African jobs? I'm confused. Number two, how are they hiring these people? Like, do they expect people to come and beg for these jobs, or are they advertising? Because you have to hire recruitment agencies if your strategy for hiring people has been to always be like, oh, you have a foreign brother, bring him, we will hire him. I get it, that has been the system. Now they don't have an active system of hiring South Africans the right way, because they've been hiring illegal foreigners backhanded or through back doors. So I don't know, how are you advertising your positions? Because you have to have a system. If you don't, then go to recruiters to help you. You can't just say, I know we published it on our page, and you expect everyone to know about it, or whatever they did to advertise. Number three, how much are you paying these people? Because foreigners were being exploited, and to expect South Africans to work for the same wages is honestly insane. Because 100%, I'm 100% sure that the majority of these are documented. I've seen some of them, right? They are hired for the sole purpose of being exploited, because they are willing to work more for a lot less because they don't have a choice. So expecting a South African to work for the same amount of wages is honestly insane. We live in a democratic country. There's a constitution. There are laws, employment laws, that protect South Africans. There's a minimum wage. So the exploitation that used to work with foreigners is not going to fly. So I've seen people complaining, South Africans are not coming on time to work. How much are you paying them? You attract the type of employees that you want based on what you're paying them. There are many companies that have South Africans in them that are functioning exceptionally well. The problem is, you want to exploit South Africans. That's not going to work. That's why foreigners had to leave first, so that you can pay people what they're worth.
You think by chasing Zimbabweans from South Africa, right, and telling them to go to Zimbabwe, likewise Mozambicans, Malawians, and so on and so forth, but we'll focus on Zimbabwe. You think after your oppressor has seen the work ethic of Zimbabweans, right? How much he has made, how much he's subjected them to, and how much they can go for far less than what you as a South African will produce. You think he's going to be content with you as a South African, and he's going to pay extra for less? You guys don't understand capitalism, do you? Guys, these jobs are following Zimbabweans. Where Zimbabweans are going, the jobs are going. Think about it. Just think about it. Why would an employer stay here in South Africa with what you guys are doing right now? Raiding, the way that you're going about what you're doing. Breaking down shops and pointing at business owners. What do you think is happening? What do you think that does? You think businesses want to do business here in South Africa? No. Zimbabwe is stabilizing. You understand that, right? You understand that. Economically, they're growing rapidly. You understand that. Like, they just reached 7%. I think 5% for the year. I think last quarter, Zimbabwe reached 7% growth. we're still struggling with one. But again, I understand the economics. Obviously, Zimbabwe's the difference in economics, and I know people are going to get into that. But still, they could have gone further down. But the arrow is pointing up. What do you think is going to happen when they start stabilizing? They're building the largest steel producing country here in South Africa.
Hey, things are getting so bad in South Africa. Things are so bad. Because the report is saying that top clothing factory in South Africa has just closed down. We are seeing a lot of factories close down and companies moving out of South Africa. And we are seeing that labor shortage is everywhere in South Africa because they have decided to say that they need everybody to leave South Africa. The people in South Africa are there. There's no job for them to do. Now they have left. And we are seeing that factories are closing because of labor shortage. So where are the ones who were doing the march and march on the street, crying and demanding that these jobs be given to them? Because there are South Africans who are looking for something to do and there is none. Now the people have left and there's vacancy. And we still have our same brothers and sisters in South Africa still asking foreigners to go and still singing the songs that they are taking their jobs. So why is it that South Africans will not go and occupy these places so that we'll have a peace of mind? Because the people are no longer there and you are still the ones who are crying of labor shortage. So where are the people who are doing the march and march in South Africa? Look at how you are collapsing your own things without knowing. Look at how things are collapsing in South Africa. And you, the same people who are crying for a better economy, are the ones that are collapsing these places, collapsing your economy the more. But you still don't know that we are the problem. You still believe that somebody else is your problem. Somebody is the reason to which you cannot have what you want in South Africa. How can things be done this way for you? How can you allow people to use you in this 21st century? You are the same people who will tell the whole world that Nelson Mandela didn't do anything for you. From there, you said we only gave the money to Nelson Mandela, we didn't help South Africa. Everybody didn't do anything for you. Everybody is the problem of South Africa, except you, the South Africans. So why will you now have labor shortage when the people are on the streets marching day in, day out, making noise to the whole world that we are unemployed simply because of the foreigners in our country? And now the foreigners have decided to give you the chance to have your peace of mind so you can occupy all the places, and we are still hearing of labor shortage. And you still have them still on the street protesting that they want to fix their country. The blacks should leave. They are taking their jobs. Like, oh no. We were not expecting to be hearing this labor shortage. We're expecting to hear that all South Africans have been employed, the places are full, every South African is happy. Now they cannot get all that they want because there were people who were saying that they couldn't afford a car. They have been working for several years, but foreigners come into South Africa and they are driving cars. So would have loved that all South Africans would have been driving their own cars. And then you have a better life. So you can have peace of mind and all the heavy load on your heart would have been taken. But as waking up to hear this same story that now the jobs are there but you are nowhere to be found, it's heartbreaking. So why did you chase the foreigners away at the first place? Why should you ask them to go if you know you will not be ready to work? Some of you were even refusing to work on the plantation farm, the sugarcane plantation. When I saw that video, I was like, you said you are looking for jobs to do. The foreigners were doing these jobs and they were taking your jobs. Now they have given you the vacancy. Go and work. You are saying you will not work. How? So what should people do for you? Just know that nobody does everything for anybody. You need to do things for yourselves. You need to create the opportunity. It's just like when you are hungry and there's nothing, how you think and then fix yourself something to eat. That's how life is. You must always think ahead of yourself. Think ahead of yourself and think of how you solve problems even when things are not there. But don't wait for the government, don't wait for people, don't wait for, like, you always want people to do things for you. And life is not like that. You are not a child. When you get to a point, you need to do things for yourself and not depend on anybody.